Castles, Keeps and Forts is a freemium cross-platform mod that gives you 2 free building sets and 1 paid set, each with a massive amount of building pieces. Let's dive in and see if we can figure out what it's all about. All of the pieces from each of the 3 building sets can be crafted at their respective crafting tables. The first is the Settler set and is one of the 2 free sets, with the Settler's crafting table available at level 10. The Settler pieces are the equivalent of vanilla wood structures with the same health and similar crafting costs. There are a massive amount of pieces to play with that puts the vanilla wood set to shame, with a few variations available on some pieces for even more variety. There are your standard pieces like walls and ceilings, but then it adds multiple roof options, several stair choices, railings, scaffolding, gables, eaves, half walls, glass window options, and more, much more. Next up is the Villager set, which is also a free set and ramps things up quite a bit. The crafting table for this set is available at level 23, with the pieces being the equivalent of vanilla stone structures with the same health and similar crafting costs. And there are way more pieces and variations in the Villager set than the Settler, a lot more. This set will be the bread and butter for most users of the mod, with the sheer volume of design possibilities using these pieces alone, keeping even the most fussy of builders entertained for quite a while. Most of the same building piece options from the Settler set are available, with some extras thrown in for good measure, including some pieces with a clock face, which is purely aesthetic, but it still looks great. Add in all the additional variations on many of the pieces, and you'll never make the same looking build twice. And then there is the paid part of the mod, the Keep and Dungeon tier. The crafting table for this set is available at level 44, with the pieces being the equivalent of vanilla metal structures with the same health and similar crafting costs. While not having as many options and variations as the Villager set, it makes up for it with some different options, especially some larger pieces and some really cool looking dungeon stuff. There are some extra door and gate options which can add a lot of fun to your base designs, including some drawbridge options and a heap of dungeon inspired gates and doors. The larger glass wall options look amazing and would add a touch of grandeur to larger castle or church builds. If you're a fan of castle looking designs, then this one will give you many more options and design possibilities than you can shake a stick at. On top of the 3 main sets, there is also a utility tier which is available with the free version. In this tier, there's a few storage options, including a dedicated storage box, which is available early on and is extremely cheap to make. It also allows pulling to make crafting quicker and easier. There are water options, some lanterns, a few levers, and even fireplaces. The archery targets look cool, but can also be used as switches for gates and doors, with options for accuracy to spice things up a bit. There's a beehive, or apiary as it's called here, which can receive a production boost when placed near fruiting crops. And there's even a water wheel and windmill that can be used as a power source, so you don't have to break immersion too much while still trying to add electricity to your builds. Okay, pros. There are so many pieces that it's hard to keep track. The free set offers 2 massive building tiers that both look amazing. The freemium option means server owners can put it on their servers without alienating anyone that hasn't purchased the mod. And a real big plus for mine is that it's a relatively small mod size, even on console. There's a huge range of half-size pieces, snapping options, and even stackable foundations to make placement easier without using all those advanced building tricks. The clearly labelled options when placing structures makes it very easy to keep track of what's happening, including which variant you're using. With the Adobe cooling effect on all pieces, you can set up in warm areas or maps and not have to worry about the heat. There are even some really cool additions like the archery pieces being able to use as switches to let players have some fun around base. Most pieces are paintable to help add some variety and unlock more creative potential for any builder. And the subtle random variations of most pieces help remove the sameness when placing several of the same pieces. Visually, many of the pieces snapped to others look seamless, with it hard to tell where one piece ends and the next starts. Doors and gates have several additional options from vanilla doors, which allow you to set up your builds for functionality and versatility. And there are also plenty of planned updates for all tiers, including the Keep and Dungeon set, so expect more value to come on top of the massive amount of pieces already available. Okay, cons? Well, there's very few actually. I'm being a bit picky, but currently there's no in-game settings for admin or single players, although there does look to be a placeholder for that, so I'd imagine it won't be far away if it's not already there depending on when you're watching this review. And you can't replace vanilla pieces with the mod pieces. Instead, they need to be picked up and then the new ones placed, but I understand that's probably a sensible option for the mod. There have been some reports of minor issues on their Discord, but none of them that I've experienced so far, even with a fair bit of mucking around with the mod. Other than that, it's been incredibly smooth sailing from my experience. Now obviously the theme is very distinctly castle and medieval, so if you're wanting a sci-fi themed building set, then this isn't the mod you've been looking for. The good news is that if you are looking for a distinctly castle and medieval building mod, then this is most certainly the mod you've been looking for. There are so many pieces, and the extra snap and alignment options means even Bob builders like myself can still create some cool looking builds, either with some or all of the tier pieces. They all look great alone, but really shine when used in combination with the other tiers. And the pieces even work well with the vanilla structures, making the possibilities for players who enjoy building endless. Yes, you have to pay for the top tier building set, but you can still enjoy and get a heap of value from the first two sets and the utilities for free. With the massive amount of pieces in those sets alone, it makes this mod one you should definitely check out if you love building or just want some extra building pieces to add some flair to your base design. Add in the paid castle and dungeon set, and builders will be having a ball. I'm going to give Castles, Keeps and Forts Architecture 5 stars, and make sure you check out these other reviews of some mods that can perhaps add even more fun and value to your game.